It is certain that Infinity's Halo game is canceled. What happened? You know, it is really starting to look like Halo is just like, I mean, not Halo, but Xbox is just throwing in the towel, man. Like, they're like, yeah, you know what? Xbox is going down. We might as well not go with the sinking ship. And like, Halo's the crown of Xbox. That was the Call of Duty of Xbox, and they out here canceling, and they got a game coming up. So we will hope that people not knowing that the multiplayer is not gonna come up, because you have some people, you genuinely have people that are just straight up multiplayer. That's it. They just play PvP. They don't play campaigns, let alone an older campaign. And then, even though it is a remake and it's a classic, a lot of people are definitely gonna play it, and there's a lot of new players that should know the OG campaigns of campaigns. Halo was that campaign. But you look at this new generation, these cats don't want to play no campaign. They want to get online. They want to go ahead and get their gun up. They want to get the best loadout. They want to get the best gear. They want to get the best skins. That's what this new generation know. The old school of just chilling and enjoying a nice, rich story. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's slowly fading. But I mean, us OGs, we're gonna keep it alive, man. We're gonna keep it alive. Let's see what happens, man.
This week is about Halo. Segue. And this is Halo Studios has reportedly canceled a multiplayer project called Eker. At least that's how I'm pronouncing it in my head. Ekur, Eker. In a move that seems to align with the wide-ranging Xbox
Halo should have just came out with a battle royale.
Halo reporter Rebs Gaming originated the story on YouTube, saying they'd heard from multiple employees at Halo Studios that Project Eker was no longer in development. The claim was...
Can we read this before he reads it? Halo Studio claim. Okay, a popular Halo YouTuber, Gamer, has reportedly that a new multiplayer set in the beloved sci-fi universe was canceled. That report also backed up. What was it? If it's just a YouTuber though, oh no, it was confirmed that it was 100% true. Man, I don't know, man. If we don't hear it from the source itself that is creating it, I don't know, man. I don't want to give that credit to those that saying it's true, because when the Best Buy, the one dude, when he made the Best Buy pre-orders talking about this is when it's going to come out, everybody was waiting for it to come out and it didn't come out. So yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if I want to go ahead and give some of the streamers, even if I said something, I'm just predicting, throwing out ideas, and I'm throwing it up in the air. I just throw it up in the air. But some of them are saying that it's true. I don't know, man. I don't know. If it don't come from the source no more, I'm just like, nah. But anyway, the new game was condemned. Equal, I don't know how to say that, just like how he just said it. It was being worked on certain Infinity, a studio that has done a lot of support work of previous Halos and Call of Duty titles. Oh, man. I'll say that was goated. The game's originally began in a total different project known as Tatanka. What is that? Which was a battle royale game. They had a battle... Halo had a battle royale game? They didn't have a battle royale game, did they? Or unless it didn't come out. I'm curious on why they did not come out with a battle royale game. Like, that would have been such a beautiful... And I get it. A lot of games had the battle royale and they would have been competing. So I get that Halo was like, you know what? We want to stay in that multiplayer space with the big game multiplayer, big team. I get that. And it was fun. But it was just... You just got a little... You follow the trends. A lot of us was following the trends. If Halo would have came out with a battle royale, would have been like, it's cool, or at least see how it played out. But man, they didn't take no risk at all making that thing, man. Jesus. However, that was scraped over which was the Sky of the Super Big Team Battle idea. Okay, the Big Team Battles was nice. Pulling from Halo's history of a large-scale multiplayer modes, Halo 5 Warzone mode was seen as a source of inspiration as well, and the team also toyed with an extraction mode. I don't know how I feel about extractions, man. Like, you had like the arc raiders and stuff like that, and it had a nice PvP. It would have been nice to do an extraction, probably, maybe. Nah, I don't know. I couldn't get busy with arc raider, man. I couldn't. I don't know how that would have went off. The project would have used a map that was built to Tonka and used for Unreal. I mean,
was backed up by Microsoft connected Windows Central reporter Jez Corden, who said the information was 100% true.
Oh, he's reading
A
it
week
out.
earlier,
Okay.
however, Rebs Gaming had declared Project Eaker, or at least part of it, they said, would be the next multiplayer Halo game based on information from someone who'd worked with Halo Studios, plus another source.
Okay.
Nevertheless, a recent development has changed this outcome and prompted the newer claim that the project is dead.
Dang.
Nowhere does Rebs Gaming mention the Xbox cuts as a reason why. The only possible explanation cited is, quote, major development problems with campaign evolved. The current
Major development problems with campaign evolved. I don't know, man. They have their select people, man. That plus, honestly, I always just thought that Halo multiplayer was more for tournament based. Really, like you would see, like when it first came out, when multiplayer first came out for Halo, everybody was getting busy on that thing. But it was just, I think of Halo more of a tournament type of game, and maybe that's what it was. People just didn't want to be in that tournament type of mode.
To come out, which apparently sucked people away from the Eaker project. Quote, sometime after that, Eaker was canceled.
I guess so.
Said Rebs Gaming, giving no further detail. Project Eaker was reportedly prototyped by Certain Affinity, a studio Xbox has worked with numerous times in the past. I'm going to pause real quick just to give the context. Certain Affinity is headed by Max Hoberman, the multiplayer lead on Halo 1 and 2. So a dude that goes all the way back to the OG days. And they've
I just don't think people play multiplayer like the new era. It's just no satisfying what multiplayer. I think that's what it is. Or at least for me, there's something about when you play that Battle Royale, when you go against 50 plus people on one giant map, you have it closing in, you got to be strategic, you got to be quiet, you got to know when to strike, you got to know when to go ahead and creep up on somebody, you got to know how to be stealthy, you got to know how to play distance, how to play close, you got to know when to get in vehicles, when to, like, go up buildings, stay on low ground, be on high ground, and you got to judge the circle by movement. It's so rewarding when playing a Battle Royale. When multiplayer, you can have that one person that is just nasty, and the game is over before you even start. You might get like 2 to 3 kills, 7 kills, and you're like, okay, that was it. So I don't know. I just think that multiplayer wasn't as rewarding as a Battle Royale, man. When your squad won that full map or solo, duo, trio, you just felt good. I mean, your whole body will radiate blood flowing, dopamine at its peak. When multiplayer was like, we played a game, let's play the next one.
Work and multiplayer stuff on a lot of Halo games since then. All right. Certain Affinity built multiplayer maps for Halo 2 and worked on a handful of Halo project. Not Halo 2, would have been Halo 4, I think. Anyway,
there was a couple Halos, man. What was it, about 5 of them things?
Master Chief Collection. Certain Affinity reportedly got the
I liked Halo Wars though.
From Halo Studios to develop Project Eaker after an Unreal Engine-powered Battle Royale Halo experiment called Project Tatanka didn't work out. Now that we've heard
that
about
probably would have. I didn't hear about that, but that would have been tight.
Project
like
Eaker
the nerve, man, the nerve of them not putting it out, the nerve of them to work on it. That's what's probably so mind blowing is that they had the nerve to work on that thing. It was like, oh no, never mind. Like who the heck are you to be like, no, never mind, man. You better let us play that, man, and let us be the judge of that. You got us messed up. Who the freak did that, man?
Unreal, coincidentally, the engine campaign Evolved is built on, and the studio is shifting to, and used Tatanka's map alongside Halo Infinite's Slipspace map.
Dude, screw them brutes, man. Especially one with the hammer.
Green light verdict in September of 2023, Rebs Gaming said, and succeeded. After which, an extraction shooter idea was toyed with before a super big team battle idea was settled on instead. Halo 5
the super big team battle idea, that's with the skull, right? Is that what they're talking about? When you had to hold on to the skull and everybody tried to hold on to the skull the longest. And that was actually tight. That could have turned up in that area. That space was theirs. I don't know any other space that had that. They could have just been there. They just didn't do no updates. I think Halo might have had the season pass, the battle pass, and maybe some transaction outfits or helmets. But that was it. There was nothing that was out like really that blew your mind was like, yo, I can't wait for this. Like, they didn't throw out no themes or nothing. They could at least probably threw in some, maybe a Doom theme, or I don't even know what themes they would have had to play, but they ain't throw out no type of themes. At least like Call of Duty was adding rappers. I'm pretty sure there was one time I think I seen Cardi B. Oh no, not Cardi B. I think I seen Nicki Minaj. What Nicki Minaj know about Call of Duty? Y'all making me sound like Kanye. Yeah, like I like Lady Gaga. What she know about Polaroid? Nah, I don't know, man. Halo just didn't come out with enough DLCs. They just multiplayer. Go ahead and play it.
Cited as a touchstone for the project, and Project Eco reportedly had playable Spartans and elites,
Look at that, man. Look at that.
Full character customization. It's not clear at what point, if at all, Certain Affinity handed the project over to Halo Studios, but data miners and other Halo scrutinizers found evidence of the game existing on the studio's servers relatively.
Get out of here.
Crazy weather, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, man. I really don't know why they. What
Miranda,
make them really cancel
my fellow
that?
Halo super fan.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what she had
What
to
do you
say,
make
man.
of this?
I'm bummed. I mean,
Aw,
things
it
get
is low-key
kinda
kinda sad,
for many
man.
reasons, but I just want more new Halo. Like, obviously, we're getting
Halo was tight, man.
But I know that Halo. You know, I know they're changing.
She's
some
so
things.
adorable.
Of course, I'm gonna solo legendary it, but I think, as we've said already many times in this show, there's just been this frustration with Halo Studios and the direction, management, them being unable to continue like Halo Infinite for whatever vision they had.
Yeah.
And so I think hearing about this was like, oh, well, that sounds interesting. Like, I know my friends and I honestly really still liked just hopping in Halo multiplayer or Halo Infinite multiplayer for like quite a while after it launched. And, you know, we kind of faded out as it didn't have as many updates, and we just kind of wanted more from it. But when they did,
I don't remember any updates for Halo at all.
And I think if they had more of a
Their
live
marketing
service
team was
focus of a
debatable, man.
shooter that would
Look
have
at that, man.
progression.
Look at that. They could have honestly used a lot of. They could have chopped off some of the area, made a battle royale, and just seen how it went. They didn't even have to put too much work into it besides having all the players meet in this one aspect on one big map and get busy. Probably add in, whatever plasma closing in on us, some blue plasma that as you touch it, you kind of blow up or something. But man, they fumbled with that, man. They should have joined up on that fad a little bit. But I mean, I get it.
That would
get
be
it.
so enticing. Like,
Look at that.
I love playing Halo.
Y'all already know how it would have been, man. Playing on Halo? Battle Royale? Snipers and shotties? Look, y'all knew the guns, that what it was. And they probably had that, and that would have gave them the opportunity to make more guns. Because most of the OG guns that we knew, we already know you had the default between the AR, you shoot all the way, shield break, hit them with the elbow, or you hit them with the gun. Go. You knew the Battle Royale, same thing. Only headshots. If you didn't do headshots with the Battle Royale 3 bursts, you was over. If you didn't get the first shot with that headshot, it was done. And y'all already know the last 3 guns that it was the sniper, zoom in, zoom out, no scope. I'm pretty sure Halo was just the OGs when it came to no scope sniping. And you knew that there was a way bigger chance that you was going to hit the no scope sniper with Halo than Call of Duty, right? You know the shotgun, duck down, take you off radar, shoot, break shield, hit him with the gun, go. We already knew that. And the last one was that handgun, that sniper handgun that you zoomed in and you just peck them. After that, every other gun was just headshot. Unless you was like having some of the weird alien guns, but they was all like the same way. You shoot, break the shield, but the OG guns, we knew what it was. You knew exactly what it was. Man, if you was on the back of that Warhawk, boy, you would have been lit up on Battle Royale.
And so it's like being wrapped in a cozy blanket, but you're shrimping up and you're like getting serious about it, or you're just having fun. And I think that's just something I want. So
Halo was fun, man.
You mentioned that they had, I guess,
it just got an old repetitive.
I was like, no, don't. But I'm glad that was just they pivoted, but also that pivot is maybe not going to be happening anyway. So, a bummer. But
yeah, I think just the multiplayer of Halo, it just became an ancient repetitiveness, you know? Because like I was saying, you just didn't feel too satisfied after a while when playing multiplayer, man. And that was mostly all multiplayers. That's why a lot of them like kind of died out. But we wanted that multiplayer that was, like the finals. That's a good multiplayer. You get on that map and you just won at it. 3 of y'all get busy. Destiny's multiplayer was actually tight. Like, I feel like that medium-sized board range with, like, 3 to 5 people, 4 people is a nice mix. Maybe small to medium-ish. I think that's a nice fit for multiplayer. When it gets too crazy, when it's like 6 to 8 people on a smaller map and you're getting kill spawned, it's just like, nah, I'm cool, man. I'm cool.
Yeah.
Michael?
Ooh, well, let me start off by saying that Halo Infinite's multiplayer was fantastic if they did
was
more
nice
with it.
Yeah,
And
they didn't do anything.
Again, one of Xbox's drop the ball moments, right? You drop the ball on having Fallout and Elder Scrolls under your belt over the years. You also dropped the ball on having a good core multiplayer game there in Infinite without the support and the extra content that it would need it to thrive. It just didn't come to fruition, and that's a bummer. So when I hear about this is also a bummer as well, because Halo has hung its hat on being the multiplayer shooter, especially on console.
They was definitely holding it down, man. I think Halo was holding it down. They just didn't give anybody I feel like there just wasn't a reason. And Call of Duty did it so sweet that they had that multiplayer. You bought that multiplayer before the Warzone came out. That therefore you got your gun up. You unlocked all the things that you needed for your gun, so you can make your loadout. And then when you played in Battle Royale, you didn't feel mad vulnerable. So I feel like they should have probably got away with that, where there just was. I don't even think you was able to do anything to your guns on Halo, if I'm not mistaken. Like, you couldn't add anything to those guns. Maybe you was able to change the radical thing, but I feel like they just should have had a little bit more of constant dopamine of feeling accomplished, that when you had challenges to unlock certain gear that you could use for your advantage when playing against other players. It was just straight up, whatever gun you got with Halo, that's what you got, and you got to work with that. I think that's where it's just like,
more sense to me now that Campaign Evolved is just
everybody
the
just
Halo
walked away.
single player game.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it just by.
Man, you better get out of here. Whoa.
Project was supposed to come out.
Look at that
alongside
hijacking.
Evolved, or at least within the window around Campaign Evolved, so you do have that multiplayer thing to accompany it, and not just have a single player campaign. Like, okay, that's cool, but like, come on, man, like Halo is all about multiplayer as well.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes sense that this was being worked on. For the reasons why it would get canned, though, is that's the curious part. But I also think about how a lot of
that's so
these
sad that they're getting
spin-off
canceled,
multiplayer
though.
projects, when I look over on PlayStation, they're just getting canned. Like the Last of Us multiplayer game is probably the most prominent one, where it's like, yeah, of course, a Last of Us multiplayer game, sure, that seems like it might print money for you. And then it gets canned. I'm like, wait, what's going on here?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of reasons. There could have been a lot of reasons for that. The project just wasn't where it was at. The extra resources needed to get it across the finish line may be a little too much for what they think the return is going to be on it. This could have faced a similar thing. And if you're going to put out a big Halo multiplayer
like they just
project,
wouldn't have
I imagine that they're also a little bit more precious about it. Like, if you're going to put this big thing out, it's going to be representative of the franchise moving forward. And maybe they're still trying to figure out exactly what they want to do with Halo, and maybe this didn't necessarily align with that. But also maybe there was, as you mentioned, that this was supposed to be super big team battle like focus. That was the whole foundation for this project. And then everyone is trying to chase extraction shooters, so maybe there's conflicts internally.
Yeah, man, extraction shooter with a Halo. I was trying to get busy with that R-Rater. I wanted to play it so bad. And you had the PvP, you was able to talk to people as you're looting. You did those challenges, you had to find certain gear, you build up, your whole stock with gear. But it was just like, you did all that, and then what? You would have the gear that you could make to go on, but Arc Raiders, it just felt like it was just something missing. But at the same time, I guess that's how extraction works. You get all the gear, develop all the best gear to do better and more riskier extractions. That's how I would believe that's with the extraction games, but a Halo extraction, I don't know about that
Even though
one.
it was
I don't know.
pretty far along, and they're kind of at a point where it's like, okay, if we pivot, then it's going to take X amount of time more. But if we keep going in a certain direction, maybe it's not exactly what the C-suite execs want, or what the tastes of the current gaming climate necessarily want. So there are a lot of factors that could have went into this decision,
That's
and
true.
none of which are great when you think about it. So it's a bit of a bummer, and I don't know. It's just when I think about Halo multiplayer, like, man, come on now, like, how do you fumble that?
Man,
That
I'm
is
like,
that's wild.
yeah, I'm watching this gameplay from Halo Infinite multiplayer. I'm just
Look at
so
that, boy.
nostalgic. It was not that long
Yeah,
ago.
it was
but
not
I'm
It do give you that nostalgia feel, man. Halo will probably always do that, but they just don't update it at all. I genuinely just always thought of it as a tournament game, though. Like, when you played multiplayer when you were younger, that was one thing. And I still feel like I feel like they should have probably still put it out, because not everybody plays campaign games. Like, especially the new generation. Like, I could probably say a solid 70 to 80 plus percent, 70 to 80%, give or take, played that campaign. Even when they bought the disc, or even when they bought the game, they went straight to multiplayer, got their guns up, and then Battle Royale free. Rarely did you have people was like, I mean, with the new era, like, yo, I want to play that campaign. I mean, some of us OGs play campaigns, but some of the new players, I don't know, man. I don't know if they really play too much of campaign.
so good. Like, it hit
Yeah.
just right.
It was such a good, like, I guess, proof of concept, you could say. But again, you gotta, in this day and age, you gotta do a little bit more with it. And you would
Jesus.
think that a brand like Halo and a studio like 343, now Halo
Look
Studios,
at that.
would have
Ground
the
rocket,
resources
motivate.
to, like, really key in on that. But I don't know. Again, another missed opportunity under the Microsoft umbrella.
So what is HMB? HMB protects your muscle by reducing muscle protein.
Yeah, man.
It to me. It's
He don't even
like,
know what to say.
How has, to Miranda's point about managing Halo and the lack of output, and how is Max Hoberman Studio, the multiplayer design lead on the two best Halo games, how has he not been able to get, not him, but how has Xbox not moved forward with his multiplayer project, not once, but twice? Now, I appreciate to what, Michael, I think you were saying, I'm glad that they decided not to do a trend chasing thing, like first the Battle Royale. They were like, because that, like, the Battle Royale
They should have.
has passed.
Dude, they should have did the Battle Royale. Dude, if you're gonna go ahead and make a whole multiplayer and then be like, nah, we cool. We just playing. We just play. You want to I'll just, man, multiplayer? Nah.
Like, it's,
We only do multiplayer. Let's just cancel it. I mean, you know, we might well not even do it. Add on to the multiplayer we got. I was just playing. Like, what are we doing?
Dead, but it's like, yeah,
Everyone
it's
stake their
not-
claim.
It's
not
like,
the
yeah,
thing
it's like, are
anymore.
you Fortnite? No? Are you Apex
Yeah.
Legends?
I think it's an opportunity, man. Nah, I think the Battle Royale of Halo, we would have loved to see it, because you have players that only played Halo, and you still have people right now to this day, with the state of Call of Duty, that all they play is Call of Duty. That's it. They ain't playing nothing else. And sometimes, man, when you play the same game, it gets a little snoozy. And for goodness sake, don't be a content creator, because if your channel is based off of Call of Duty and you try to switch to another game, ain't nobody coming to watch you. But you have people that was just starving, or if you only play Halo, those players are like, man, we want something new a little bit. They kind of switch things up a little bit. If I'm going to keep playing this game, and this is going to be my home game, give me something I could work with. And because those that are playing, they'll hype it up. They'll be like, they'll let people know. And then you might have people that will play it, and you have people that's not going to play it. But you'll have some people that be like, man, they'll hype it up and let you know if it's something sweet. But people would have liked new. I think people would have really loved and enjoyed just a Battle Royale of a Halo, which is just new of
Right.
Halo.
What are you doing?
And now, you know, extraction shooters kind of at least has been the thing.
They ain't making
for
no
a bit
extraction
here,
shooter.
But will that last? History says probably not. They'll move on to something else. But yeah, so but then landing on the super big team battle thing, yes, that's not trend chasing. That's embracing what's awesome about Halo.
It's iconic.
So that,
Yeah.
that's where I get really sad. Like the losing the battle royale thing doesn't bother me. Like, okay, yeah, because and
It would have been nice
just, you know,
though.
Halo,
It would have been
trying to
nice.
get Halo's IP onto a flavor of the month genre. Same thing with the extraction shooter, but yeah, like super big team battle could have been so good.
Yeah. With
it's
that
so
big,
good.
with that skull that you walk around
The
and start
fact that they
blasting
were
people in the jaw with it.
serendipitously already building it in Unreal before Halo Studios pivoted there anyway. It's just like, wait, how did this not get to the finish line? What world are we living in? What's
Yeah,
going
man,
on?
it is
So,
crazy that they just will stop it on
there's
these
obviously
projects for
things we
Halo,
don't
man.
know
Yeah.
And why these, because as I said earlier, things get canceled for so many reasons.
And then
but
some of them just thrown in the
it's, I
towel,
think,
man.
just anytime we hear about Halo project canceled, it's like,
Yeah, man, it's heartbreaking, man. It's really heartbreaking for a lot of players that you know, because everybody know that when Halo came out with that multiplayer and the new campaign, everybody went to it. It doesn't like Halo doesn't have that backbone that it has a strong player base that will come over to Halo, just check it out. And if it passes the storm of people that are playing it, like they would have been in the game. Like I know a lot of people that would have stayed with a Halo Battle Royale, a Halo
we're
big
getting 3
team.
new missions.
But man,
in a game we played already many
Yay.
times.
which, by the way, so
I hope a lot of people really play that campaign, man. Because if they don't, oh my gosh, dude, the multiplayer being canceled is just going to be a wrecking. That is a hard place to sit down in silence and be like, yeah, so what y'all thought that it was going to do that? And I guess, but a lot of people are moving into that space because you do have a lot of cheaters and a lot of people aren't playing together anymore. So that space of having a campaign, and now we're in the era of remakes. So remake, classic, campaign is goated. I mean, it's gonna probably bring in a lot of the new era that needs to know the roots of Halo, but at the same time, those new players only know those battle royale type of games. What y'all think, man? Y'all think it's starting? Y'all think it might be the end of Halo, man? I really don't hope it's gonna be the end of Halo. I really hope. Well, after the campaign, let's say that after the campaign, I really hope that Halo comes up with some DLCs and make sure that they have the updates ready even for the campaign. Because if they smacked up on the campaign, on the remake campaign, Halo gonna be in some trouble.